So the terminal side of angle theta intersects the unit circle in the first quadrant. Let's just stop right there and draw what they're saying. Here's a unit circle, a circle of radius 1. And the terminal side of theta intersects in the first quadrant. So this would be an angle in the first quadrant, right? Because this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth quadrant. At x equals 3 over 8. So if it's intersecting here, it's like it's saying the x coordinate of that point is 3 over 8. What are the exact values of sine theta and cosine theta? So what you can do is you can draw a right angle triangle, which is something we need in order to tell what sine and cosine are, right? So we'll make a straight line coming down for the y value, which we don't know. But since this is the unit circle, and the unit circle has a radius of 1, this is a radius, so this is 1 here. Okay, and then we also know the dimensions of this side of the triangle. Since the unit circle is centered at 0, 0, then this is 3 over 8. And so now we actually have enough. We can use the Pythagorean theorem, 3 over 8 squared plus that b squared that we don't know. That should equal c squared. And so this gives us 9 over 64 plus some b squared that we don't know equals 1 squared is 1. Subtract 9 out of 64 from both sides, and you get b squared equals, what do we have left there? Why can't I do that? Oh no, I want to do 64 subtracted by. Yeah, if you do 1 subtracted by 9 out of 64, that's 64 over 64 subtracted by 9 out of 64. We get 55 over 64. So you'll just want to do that arithmetic out if you're not sure where I get that from. Okay, so do that fraction arithmetic out to verify. And then to finish getting b by itself, I have to take the square root of both sides, and we're just going to deal with positive answers. So that's b. Sometimes they like us to rationalize the denominator, so you can look at it like this. And that's just using the exponent rule. The square root is a 1/2 power. So we get square root of 55 over 8 here. So that's what this dimension is. Alright, now that we have all the sides, let's try to answer that question. What's sine of theta? Remember, it's not asking us to solve for theta. It just says what's the opposite over the hypotenuse for angle theta here. Well, the opposite is square root of 55 over 8. And the hypotenuse is 1. So the opposite divided by the hypotenuse is square root of 55 over 8. And then for cosine theta, that's the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse from the definition of cosine. So that's just 3 out of 8. Okay, so there's our two answers. Just careful when you type those in. So here's one more. The terminal side of angle theta intersects the unit circle, so a circle of radius 1, at 9 in the first quadrant, so that's over here, at 9 out of 25 and some y coordinate that we don't know. So this is the exact same setup as the one I just did, okay? They just gave it to you in a slightly different way. There's your x coordinate, it's the unit circle, so you know that's got to be 1, and then you can do the rest there to solve for the missing side length, because this is 9 out of 25, and then do sine cosine ratios.